Oh, 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 oh. 1, 2. Okay. Everything's great. Okay. Well, onwards to severe weather terminology wiki for the US. This is a long parter. Parter series. So let's browse around. Alrighty. Winter precipitation depreciated, fire weather, due to flooding, yep. Coastal and lakeshore hazards, marine hazards, gotcha. Temperature, along with windtail aviation, tropical weather, other hazards. Alrighty. Non-meteorological hazards, administrative messages. Alright. So yeah, dust storms, dense fog, yeah, I understand that. But let's go to other hazards. That's where we're gonna start. Air quality alert, air stagnation, advisory MPW. Okay. Other hazards. Air quality alert. AQAs. The A in the end is alert. Oh yeah. Significant atmospheric population through inhabitable particulates, particulates, inhabitable particulates, pesciculates, yeah. Regardless of the way I say it, it's the ciculates that it's a little bit trouble to pronounce, but anyway. Through inhabitable particulates or ozone is expected to accumulate in a given area and may be hazardous to people suffering from respiratory conditions. Criteria developed in conjunction with with the local or state EPA and the product issued at their request. Air Stagnation Advisory (MPW). Atmospheric conditions stable enough to cause air pollutants to accumulate in a given area. Criteria is developed in conjunction with the local or state EPA, and the project is issued at their request. All right. Ashway Advisory (MPW). Ashway rain resulting in deposition of less than 1/4 inch, 6.4 millimeters of ashfall accumulation at the surface. The surface is occurring or likely ashway from the large airborne ash plume may originate directly from the volcanic eruption, from the resuspension by wind of a significant amount of relic ash, or by large fires. Ashfall accumulations may affect the health of people suffering from respiratory illnesses. Yeah, my accent. Yeah, at least I have my accent. It's falling a little bit through, but at least my throat is not hurting, so that's good. I'm gonna try another accent. Ashway warning, MPW. A volcano undergoing a major eruption is creating the likelihood of significant impact on the public, with higher risk to the health of people with respiratory illnesses and maritime activity due to ashfall accumulation forecast to be greater than or equal to 0.25 inches, 6.4 millimeters. Significant debris, lava, or lahar flows. Yeah, I'm losing that. I'm gonna switch back. Blowing dust advisories, MPW. Considerably blowing sand or dust are expanded to reduce visibilities between 1/4 and 1 mile, 0.4
at 1.61 kilometers or less, but greater than 1/4 mile, 0.4 kilometers, or a widespread or localized area caused by strong sustained winds of 25 miles per hour, 40 kilometers hour or greater. Hmm. Alrighty, let me try this again.
Civil Emergency Message, CEM. A message intended to warn the public by an engross, in progress, or imminent significant threats to public health and or property. Although the hazards that warrant such a message to be issued is less specific than the meriting a civil danger warning, it is given higher priority than the local area emergency. Yeah, I was able to get it, and still have some issues with trying to read it with that accent, with much issues. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my normal voice. Dense fog advisories, MPW. Widespread or localized fog reducing visibilities of 1/8 to 1/4 miles, 0.2 to 0.4 kilometers, or less, up to 1 nmi, 1.2 mi miles, 1.9 kilometers. Yeah, it's miles. For main base advisories, depending on locally defined criteria, is occurring or is forecasted within the next 6 to 12 hours. All right, so 6 to 12 hours. That's the range between fog. But under fog, freezing fog advisory, MPW. So PW, MP, CM, yeah, CM, civil emergency message. Okay, but the W should be under what? Yeah, the W is not the end of these. It's not advisory. It's not warning. It's not advisory. What could it be? Just warning? National Public Weather. Yeah, it could just be that. Freezing Fog Advisory, MPW. Widespread dense fog reduces visibility to less than 1/4 mile, 400 mile, that occurring in a sub-freezing environment, producing very light glazing ice accumulations on exposed surfaces. Dense smoke advisories. Well, advisory. MPW. A widespread or localized smoke reducing viabilities to 1/4 miles, 0.4 kilometers, or less, up to 1 and mile. So, non-mile. You know what? It's been a while since I actually did some research on what I'm running. Feeling good. Okay, yeah. Network mechanics, payment, non-maskable interrupt, no. Nautical mile. Okay, that makes sense. Because it's talking about distance. I know nautical miles to a point. But yeah, that would be it. Up to 1 nautical mile, 1.2 miles, 1.9 kilometers for marine-based advisories, depending on locally defined criteria. Its occurring minimum visibility criteria may be defined by the coordinate NWS, which is the National Weather Service regional headquarters or locally weather forecast office. Dust storm warning. DSW, so the W is weather, S would be service, so this case was storm, and D would be dust because DSW warning. There's a D in dust, there's a S in storm, and there's a W in warning. DSW. Alright. Widespread or localized blowing dust reducing visibilities to 1.4 miles, 0.4 kilometers or less, usually caused by sustained winds of 25 miles per hour, 40 kilometers per hour, or greater, is current or imminent. Now I'm going to go onward to gale warning. Sustained gale warning, MWS. I forgot. My bad. Sustained surface winds or frequent gusts of 34 to 47 knots. I'm having a bit of trouble imagining it, but carry on. 39 to 54 miles per hour, 63 to 87 kilometers per hour is either forecasted within 24 to 28 hours or is occurring to marine areas
The wind speeds will not be directly associated with the tropical cyclone. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm imagining, but I haven't experienced it personally, so I'm trying to remember it from my recollected memories on what it would be like. But besides that, I understand that when it comes to dust, when it comes to certain distances, it's 1/4, so 0.2 miles, 0.4 kilometers, because 1/4 of a mile is almost half. No, it's pretty much 0.5 kilometers, which is close to, was it meters? No, it's not, because kilo, it's not that just a meter. But then again, I don't know much about metric yet. Alrighty. Gale warning, then gale watch. MWS. Wait, is gale watch pretty different? It's issued by the National Weather Service of the United States when this is increasing risk for a gale force wind event, being sustained surface winds or freaking gusts to 34 to 47 knots. Yeah, it has it here. A gale force wind event affecting marine areas producing sustained winds or freaking gusts of 34 to 47 knots, 39 to 44 miles per hour, 63 to 87 kilometers per hour is forecasted within the next few days, but its occurrence, location, and or specific time remains uncertain. Yeah, that's the thing with cyclones, tornadoes, hurricanes, gales, that the height, the distance, and the speed and the timing is uncertain, I guess. High wind warning, HWW. Okay, wind warning high. Strong sustained winds of 40 to 57 miles per hour, 64 to 117 kilometers by hour for 1 hour or longer, or wind gusts of 58 miles per hour, 93 kilometers by an hour, my bad, or greater for any duration that are not associated with the thunderstorms are occurring or will occur within 6 to 12 hours. Wind speeds may pose a hazard to pedestrian and vehicular travel, including toppling or creating flying debris from unsecured outdoor objects, and the risk of pushing cars outside their lane of travel or overturning high-profile vehicles and cause disruption of electrical utilities and wire telecommunication services, including the downing of electrical lines. Warning criteria may vary by county. Warning areas based on local climatological. Yeah, strong wind frequency, climatological, but man, this is puzzling me. Let me see. Yeah, it could be because my eyelids are being covered with mask, but it could just be with trying to pronounce climatological. It sounds so wrong. But that's the thing with words and me not being able to use them much. Oh well. Based on local climatological strong winds frequency, a tropical storm warning implies a high wind warning. Alrighty. Let me try with my other accent. High wind watching, HWA. Strong sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, 64 kilometers per hour or greater for 1 hour or more, or winds gusts of 38 to 114 miles per hour, 93 to 183 kilometers per hour for any duration are expected within 12 to 48 hours. Wind speeds may pose a hazard to pedestrian and vehicular travel, including toppling or creating flying debris from unsecured outdoor objects, not options. My bad.
and the risk of pushing cars outside the lane of travel and overturning high profile vehicles and cause disruption of electrical utilities and wired telecommunication services, including the downing of electrical lines. Watching criteria may vary depending on a county warning area based on locally climatological strong winds. Strong wind frequency. I'm actually developing more of an I'm actually developing an accent with the whole hyphening in the end. It's interesting. It's even hard to talk straight away from my usual accent. Yeah, I'm actually learning more of the more I'm reading. I didn't know people develop accents that way. Well. Extreme winds warning, EWW. Extreme winds warning. Yeah, warning winds. Extreme? That would be emergency. But E can't stand for anything because there's a lot of acronyms. A lot. A lot of acronyms. Strong straight line. Sustained winds of 74 miles per hour, 119 kilometers by an hour or above, or wind gusts over 90 miles per hour, 140 kilometers by an hour. Hurricane-like wind damage is expected and severe structural damage is likely. Thus, in an extreme wind warning, are asked to take cover immediately as if they were in hurricane or tornado warning. A hurricane warning implies an extreme wind warning. Italics for some reason. Hurricane force wind warning, MPW warning. Where's the P? Where's the N? Even and yay, it has pictures. Whoa. A hurricane force wind warning is a warning issued by the National Weather Service of the United States with sustained winds or frequent gusts of 64 knots or greater are either being observed or are predicted to occur. The winds may not be directly associated with a tropical cyclone. Okay. Let me actually try to read this bit of Legend. Legend is having a lot of colors that are very close together. I don't see much turquoise in this area. Turquoise is under heavy freezing spray warning. Near this region, Alaska. I'm not gonna read the. No, I already went there. Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna try my darnest best to finish this article someday. But I gotta stay concentrated. Sustained winds or freaking gusts of 64 knots, 74 miles per hour, 119 kilometers by an hour or greater are being observed. But I lost my place now. Yeah, being observed or projected to occur. The wind speed must not be directly associated with the tropical cyclone. Roger. Now we're on to Hurricane Force Wind Watch, NPW. Sustained surface winds or frequent gusts of 64 kilometers. Kilometers per hour, 40 miles per hour, 34 knots or greater are forecasted. The expected occurrence, location, and/or timing to the wind event may be uncertain, but is a forecast to take place within the next few days. The wind speeds must not be directly associated with a tropical cyclone. Yep, that's the thing. The winds determine if and things that will be just a gale, a tropical cyclone, a tornado. Yep. Low water advisories, MWS. Water levels are significantly below average levels over major lakes, coastal marine zones, and tidal marine areas. My bad.
Marine areas, waterway, or river inlet within or adjacent to a marine zone which could create a hazard to navigation, issued primarily for the areas within the northern region headquarters near the Great Lakes region. Ah, okay, so that's where it's just this associated with. Special Weather Statement, SPS. An advisory issue with a hazard is approaching the advisory level. In some areas, it is also used in Lu. It's Lu. And interesting enough, I actually do have to say out loud Lu. So yeah, it is also used in lieu of a significant weather advisory, particular dangerous situations, special weather statement SPS. S in the end should be statements. P particularly, and the S will be special situation. But now I understand the P could be particularly in the acronym. An enhanced advisory issued for hazards that do not have a specific code of their own and pose an exceptionally high risk of damage and loss of life. Alright. Storm warning MWS. Sustained surface winds or freaking gusts of 84 to 63 knots, 55 to 72 miles per hour, 89 to 117 kilometers by hour is either predicted within 36 hours or occurring. Expected wind speeds are likely to cause significant navigational impairment and or damage to commercial and recreational boating within the warned area. The wind speeds must not be directly associated with a tropical cyclone. Well, I'm also doing this because now I'm sounding like Morpheus. Storm Watch NWS. Sustained surface winds or frequent gusts of 84 to 63 knots, 55 to 72 miles per hour, 89 to 117 kilometers by an hour are forecast to occur, but its occurrence, location, and or timing remains uncertain. Yes. Expected wind speeds may cause significant natural impairment and or damage to commercial and recreational boating. Really? That's storms. Now at least I know the wind surface speed of what's supposed to be. If it's not 72 miles per hour, 89 to 117 kilometers by an hour, it's not a storm. It'll still kill me though. Huzzah! The wind speeds must not be directly associated with a tropical cyclone. Yes, we understand. Okay. Oh boy, yeah, and I think we're getting a little bit light on it. Oh. Yesterday, I just had an hour lost because of what happened. Pretty much everybody can relate. Chat. People, listeners. Me, myself, and I. Yeah. Right now, I don't feel tired. I do feel a bit like which could be just me. You use my voice a little bit more. And, oh well. Let's see. I'm gonna try to put a voice in here and see what happens. Wind advisory MPW. Strong sustained winds of 31 to 39 miles per hour, 50 to 63 kilometers an hour for 1 hour longer, and or wind gusts of 46 to 57 miles per hour, 74 to 92 kilometers per hour for any duration are expected within the next 12 to 24 hours. Wind speeds may pose a hazard to pedestrian and vehicular travel, topple and or creating flying debris from unsecured outdoor objects, and potentially disrupt public utilities and down electrical lines. Advisory criteria may vary by county warning area depending on local climatological winds of the standard criteria
magnitude occurring over an area for frequently experiences such as wind speeds will not necessarily trigger a wind advisory. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't feel. Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna stay silent for a bit. Just my eyes, regardless if I'm like standing or moving around or even talking, I still feel relaxed. Maybe it's just able to concentrate. You know, I don't have to visually see anything. Along with you just rely on other things. It's relaxing. I think that's the thing. Relaxing just means that I don't have to worry about a lot of things that's going on in my natural surroundings. You know, there's not much reason to be aware of situational awareness, especially since, what is it? In this case, would just be online on my computer, which I really can't sense in physiological movements. If you get me. But anyhow, I do feel lightheaded. And my eyes, I don't feel that good. Well, let me actually see something. Yeah, my my eyebrows is not that comfortable due to the mask actually not. Oh, okay. See a bit of my nose. Let me see. So, yeah. The reason why I always move my thing because, yeah, my eyes don't feel comfortable, but the thing is, I have to keep it a bit down because my nose wants to stick out. The thing with wearing glasses is that even though it's good for my vision and it creates this character, I still have a hard time moving around my entire body. And that's the thing with face covers, but then again, you know, if you have to wear a face cover or use something for protection, there's not much to do it. Yeah. I mean, I could put a face mask, but it will just fog up the glasses. Yeah. Well. Well. Nah. Let me just browse around. So I'm now meteorological hazards and administrative messages. So one that I sort of left off. Interesting. And I read all this, just other hazards. Well, there's also all these. And yeah, all this. This is literally the longest one because I can't remember a single fact that under one content there's just this amount, like 11 subparagraphs under this one paragraph definition under this definition of severe weather alerts. I'm still stuck in here. Yeah, well, at least I'm towards the end. This goes to show that in these wiki articles, it's. But I sort of probably just want to look around because there's the random article thing, but since I'm streaming, oh man, I don't believe that would be appropriate. Besides that, I'm actually adjust my mask. You gotta always just practice with it and see if it is comfortable. Maybe I could just put my nose up here and then have the mask here. It's be good. It always stinks to try everything at first while streaming, but you know, there's just only so much opportunities you can try before being in the moment. Even if there's factors that can only be replicated in the moment. But you know, that's the thing. I also gotta look at the audio to see if the change in updating also changed the audio or anything else. Specifically audio. But other than that, I'll see that next time. So, take care.